Schmetz it was then, quickest in official time training on Saturday. Came down onto the line with number 4, Gert-Jan van Doorn, right behind him. 11, Daryl King drops into his blocks, but there is Parker, still trying to hoist himself to the top of this championship, to be the first man, well not the first, actually the second man in motocross history to win all 3 categories. Jackie Martin's number 2 as the green flag goes up to the starters on the gate. Any moment now it'll drop, and it does. Here they come. Heat 1 gets underway. It's a tight left-hander. A lot of watering done on that start straight. We've got somebody down. Can't see who it is, but nevertheless, it looks like Johan Boonen, teammate to Jackie Martins on the big Husqvarna, that's taken the lead. John van der Berg, Schmetz behind him, then Martins. 4, Van Doorn going through. 9, that's Peter Dirks. Not a big crowd here in Ireland to enjoy this open class race in a mixture of 500cc 2-strokes and 610cc 4-strokes and 360cc KTMs. It's a real mixture of power and capacity as Schmetz tries to get past John van der Berg, number 44. There's Johansson, Peter Johansson, 95. And Parker didn't get a good start. Going to suffer a little bit in these sandy conditions with only the 360cc of power against the big 500s and 610 4-strokes. But it's a 4-stroke that leads. 15 it is then. Johan Boonen, who has the gate at the moment. Parker charges, fights his way back. He needs every ounce of power to catch this man. There he is, 15, Johan Boonen leading at the moment. John van der Berg, 44 second. Schmetz, third. Then Jackie Martins, number 2, fourth. Behind Martins, it's number 95, Peter Johansson. The rest of the field battle for those places. Van Doorn 4 going through, and Parker beginning to close on those 2 in front. Look at Parker. Jumps the KTM through that triple section. But in the lead, it's still 15. Schmetz sits back on the Husselberg in second place, just biding his time at the moment. As you can see, a marked lack of spectators around the circuit. It's a shame. The Irish club done a wonderful job on the circuit here. Weather conditions excellent. You couldn't really ask for anything more. But it just seems that the Irish are not turning out en masse to watch the racing. But nevertheless, those that are here are enjoying what they're seeing. Over the jumps they power the big machines. 4 just going through again. Van Doorn, we're looking back, we've got a retirement. Number 9 just gone through there, that was Peter Dirks. And once again it is 99, Trampas Parker, the American that now lives and resides in Italy. But Schmetz still chasing the leader, 15 Johan Boonen. Third then for Jackie Martins. There's the leader. There's the second place man. Third place man about to come through. There he is. The big factory Husqvarna, thundering power. Johansson behind him. 4 on the 500 Honda, Van Doorn. Now very much in their minorities, one would say, the 2 strokes. 11, Daryl King has got Trampas Parker right on his tail. So Parker still chipping away at the riders in front, trying to improve his points position. Schmetz has gone into the lead. Joel Schmetz on the Husselberg leads then from, it's still Boonen. Well, he's second, may have a problem of some kind. Teammate Jackie Martins third, closing on Boonen. There's obviously a problem there. Big jumps around this circuit. Does a lot of damage to the bikes, sometimes off the landings. Could be a wheel collapsing problem for Boonen, we don't know. Van Doorn, number 4 going through. Here is Parker. Still nibbling away at those leading riders. He needs to score points here. He's got past Daryl King, number 11. Going after the next one, the 360 KTM. just at that little bit of a disadvantage power-wise, but it's Schmetz. Listen to the sound of that four-stroke. Looking back for second, it is now Martins. So where has Boonen gone? And the answer is there. The back wheel has collapsed. He gives a thumb up to Peter Johansson to say, well, I'm okay, but the bike isn't. The back wheel has collapsed. Schmetz, he's had his share of problems this year, but he's leading here, Heat 1 in Northern Ireland. The Irish Open Class Grand Prix. Martins is now second. It will then be Peter Johansson that is third. Number 95 on the bike. So at the moment, the Husqvarnas certainly leading everybody. 44 goes through yet again. John van der Berg beginning to drop off the pace just a little. There is Parker closing on van der Berg. Schmetz leads. Takes the checkered flag. We're looking back for second. First to the factory Husqvarnas. It's Martins with the side panel hanging off the bike. Then it's Johansson then for third. John van der Berg for fourth. Fifth then for Van Dorn. So 3 4-strokes led the field home. Martins finishing second. Just checking out the rear suspension. Celebrations begin. The champagne gets showered as we wait for Heat 2 to come down onto the line. Schmetz it is that leads them out onto the gate. Followed once again by Van Dorn. Then Darrell King. Parker picks his starting blocks precisely. Hopes for a better finish in Heat 2. We wait now for the gate to drop. It does. Into that right-hand corner for the second time of asking today. This time, is it going to be clean? Well, it looks to be so far. Into the lead goes number 95, Peter Johansson. Good start for him. Well, let's look down the field to see who's second, third and fourth. Johansson 95 leads then. Schmetz is then second, winner of Heat 1. Then John van der Berg. Then 24, that's Shane King, the younger brother to Darrell King. And remember, these two have already finished 1 and 2 in one Grand Prix this year. Whole gaggle of riders, and amongst them is Trampas Parker. Not a good start for Parker again. The 360 down on power off the start's being left by the big 4-strokes. Schmetz chasing Johansson in first. Schmetz is second. Looking back for third. John van der Berg still there. Shane King behind him. And that, I think, is Martins behind Shane King. Van Dorn going through. Well, we're looking back for Trampas Parker, and on cue he arrives, having to use every cubic inch of power from that KTM at the moment. The deep sand in places here on this Irish track, obviously sapping the power from the bike, but the big 4-strokes don't seem to care about that. Martins, Team Husqvarna. Husqvarna leads then with Johansson, while the crowd, small that they are enjoying the racing. Parker goes for the back brake as he skips through the jumps, bringing the nose of the bike down. Having to work so hard here at the moment. Johansson leads then from Schmetz. Second place, Martins third. Well, it all went wrong for Schmetz on the last lap. The machine gave up. Martins passed Peter Johansson to take the lead and to win. Husqvarna then won, Husqvarna second, and Van Dorn it was third.